Hi everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is trying to continue on with my preparations for my Salvation Army Little Shindig coming up. As most of you probably know by now, if you saw under my community post the other day, my dear friend Liz, who pretty much, other than my daughter Kristen, is the sole reason that I'm on here, and who was suffering with ALS, has passed away. And as you know, I took yesterday off completely, and you know, I thought, how am I going to continue on? How am I going to tell you guys this? And the best way that I can continue on is to acknowledge that Liz would have wanted me to. Dare I say, she was my biggest supporter other than my closest family. She encouraged me more than anyone that you could ever imagine, you guys. So I'm going to continue on getting ready for this little shindig that's coming up. And what I'm going to be doing today is pretty much just cutting ribbon. First thing I'm going to do is show you all my combinations of ribbon and explain how many looped bows they're going to be for funky bows, and so on and so forth. For those of you who don't know, I have been asked by the Salvation Army to come to their Girlfriends Weekend and teach 2 classes. The first class will be on how to make a funky bow. So I'm going to be making them, demonstrating and teaching how to make a 9 loop, a 12 loop, and a 16 loop funky bow. And also they want me to teach them how to do a tiered bow. So, and then whatever bows I make for them while I'm teaching the class, we're going to do a drawing and have them pick the names out of a hat, or I'll pick names out of a hat, and whoever I pick will get a bow. And then I'm going to be teaching an afternoon class, and in that afternoon class I'm going to be showing how to utilize a funky bow, how to make a funky bow topper. And I'm going to turn my camera around here, and for those of you who don't know, I've purchased 2 lanterns that I'm going to be giving away with a funky bow topper to 2 of the people in that class. So I know that Liz is really proud of me and that she's egging me on and pushing me on and saying, Arlene, you go ahead and you get ready and you go and teach those ladies something. She was an awesome lady, you guys. She was one of the sweetest spirits I've ever known. She didn't have a mean bone in her body. Honest to goodness, she didn't. So I'm dedicating this one to her, to my dear friend Liz. But I don't want to sit here and cry and upset you guys, because we're here for a good cause. You know, we're going to do something good for people. And that's where I'm going to turn my attention right now. And I'm also going to turn the camera around right now. And we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you exactly what ribbons I'm going to use. And then later in the video, I'm going to be making 2 16-loop funky bows and doing 2 16-loop funky bow tutorials. So hang in here with me. I know this was a little sad at the beginning, and I'm not usually like that, and I try never to be. But I just had to acknowledge her and let you guys know what was going on. All right, here we go. I'll be right back when I get my camera turned around and into place here, and we'll get started. Okie dokie, I'm back. And there are the 2 lanterns that I'm going to be creating a 16-loop funky bow for. And I'll show you what I'm going to use to make the bow toppers in those 2 a little bit later. So, but first I wanted to show you what ribbons I've chosen for what bows. So here I've chosen these 3 for one of my 9-loop funky bows that I will be demonstrating, which is just a plaid and then some leaves that kind of pick up the colors in the plaid, and then just a plain burlap. So that'll be one. And then this one, you can see I've written on the top to remind myself what in the world I'm doing. I'm going to use this little owl ribbon that I never used in my fall decor. Can y'all believe it? I don't believe I did anyway. I've used it for something, but anyway, this one and then these two. And I thought that would make a pretty 9-loop funky bow. And then I thought I would do a 12-loop out of this one, out of these three. This is a little something different, but I thought I would try it, you know. I think it would be pretty, 2 solid ribbons, and then one with the green and the gold in it. So that's kind of a nod to the farmhouse with a little bit of yellow and green thrown in. And then this ribbon I had cut before for something, so I've got that cut into 26-inch piece strips, and then I'm going to add these two. This is that Happy Fall, y'all. Well, you can't see it right now, but you can see the, you know, the Happy Fall, y'all. What I used in my Then Sings My Soul lantern. So I thought these three would be pretty together. A little bit of bling happening in this one. So I'll make a 12-looper out of these three. And then for my 16-loop bows, I thought, I have never used this green truck ribbon, you guys, this year. I never did use it. So I thought, well, why don't I use it for this? So I'm going to do a 16-loop out of these 4. And then another 16-loop, again, kind of giving a nod to the farmhouse. That is actually a leaf, you can see there. And then a plaid, and then kind of the muted gold and kind of gray brown. And then I thought I would throw in just a little bit of a gray and white plaid. So I thought that would be pretty for a 16-loop. And then for the class in the afternoon, I thought, well, I have these 3 picked out to make tiered bows out of. I'm gonna go ahead and make one out of just these pumpkins, and then out of this, and then out of that. This makes up into a pretty tiered bow. So thought I would use those for my tiered bows. As you can see here, I have some, well, maybe you can't see, I've got some Ziploc bags out here, and I'm gonna go ahead and label them. I need 2 bags for the 9-loop funky bow ribbon, 2 for the 12, 2 for the 16. And then for my class in the afternoon, I thought, well, let me pick a couple of ribbons out of that, just in case I have time to make up a couple of more funky bows, you know, in that class, and if they want me to teach one in that class. So I did pick a couple ribbons out to, you know, make a bow in the second class, in the afternoon class. So this is I picked one out for 9 loops. That's for 12 loops. I picked those out to make a 12-loop funky bow. And then I'm going to make a 9-loop out of these 2 and the burlap. So I'd have, you know, a couple of bows that I could make in that afternoon class too. So I have a lot of cutting in front of me, and I am going to label all of these Ziploc bags as I cut the ribbons. And I'm going to go ahead and cut all my ribbons and get them in these Ziploc bags. And then I'll be back to explain what I'm going to do with the 2 funky bows for the lanterns. Okay, so I'm going to speed up, and off we go with some cutting. cutting. Oh my goodness gracious. My hands are sore and I've got to make 2 funky bows now, you guys. My goodness, how will I manage? Oh, I'm sure I will though. Pack up some of my stuff now. But I wanted to show you this pretty 31 bag. I don't know whether you guys have ever heard of 31 before, but it's a lovely company and you usually have to have a consultant. But I'll tell you what, I'll put my consultant's information down in the description of this, and if you guys would ever like to check out anything, you can contact her and I'm sure that she would be glad to help you. They are, it's a company that has mostly tote bags and purses and travel bags. It's what I use for my cosmetics and my jewelry too. Kristen got it for me. So anyway, I will put my consultant's name down in the description, like I say. But this is what I'm going to use, I think, to pack up all of my ribbon packages. And on the outside, I can put glue sticks and scissors and my nippers and whatever else I think I might need. Bottle of water, you know, that kind of thing. It's just a big cavernous plate, you know, inside, but I can zip it shut too. You know, so that's what I'm going to use and that's what I'm going to carry with me. And then I have a bigger one that I think the lanterns might sit up in, but I'm also taking my lantern centerpieces and a couple of other lanterns that I've already made. So all of that will go separately, you know, in the back of my Outback. So anyway, I was just gonna pack this, pack my ribbons up, and as you can see, I've got them all organized here. 2 packages of 9 loop funky bows with a pipe cleaner too. So, you know, I'm about ready to go here. 2 packages of 12 loop bows with the pipe cleaner. And then 2 packages of 16 loop bows with the pipe cleaner. So this will be the morning class. Plus I have a bag of my tiered bows with pipe cleaners, and those are the 4 ribbons I'm taking for my tiered bows. Also, I cut up a 9 loop of ribbon for a 9 loop funky bow and a 12 loop funky bow for the afternoon class, just in case they want me to do more tutorials in that class. I thought I would take a couple bags for those, and also I can also demonstrate another tiered bow because I'll have enough ribbon to do that. So now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to, let me put this over here. I'm going to make a 16 loop funky bow for my cream lantern. Let me show you first. I've found, this is one of my candles here that I'm just going to give, and it's, I don't remember where I got it, but it's a, you know, battery operated candle. And then I have made a little candle ring out of about 5 of these, and I'm going to be putting these up in the funky bow topper too. So, but I am going to pack all of these accents up in a Ziploc bag, and I'll show you the rest of the accents in a minute. But for now, I want to point you down, and we're going to make a 16 loop funky bow, and I'm going to teach you how to do a 16 loop funky bow. And this will be the bow that I'm using for my cream lantern, and then I will do a 16 loop funky bow tutorial for with the ribbon that I'm going to put on the black lantern, and I'll show you those accent pieces too. So let me get my camera pointed back down and we'll get to making this bow. Be right back in just a second. Okie dokie, here are the 4 ribbons that I'm going to use. I have got more things sitting here than Carter has pills, you guys, my goodness. But these are the 4 ribbons I've decided to use to go on the cream lantern. I think it's going to make a really pretty 16 loop funky bow. So, because this is an even numbered looped bow, 16 is an even number, I'm going to go all the way through the pattern of ribbon, and I'm going to point the loop up from center. Center is my thumb. I've made all of the strips 26 inches long, as I did for all of the 6, 12, and 16 loop bows that ribbon that I cut up. The 9 loop funky bows are 20 inches. All right, each strip of ribbon will give me 1 loop. And with that 1 loop, you're just going to fold it in half, and I'm going to find 5 inches for a loop, and I'm going to pinch it together right at that spot at 5 inches. And that will give me 8-inch tails. 8-inch tails with each loop, 2 8-inch tails. So there we go. I've pinched it together at 5 inches. I'm going to go to the back tail and I'm going to twist it to bring the right side up. Because to begin with anyway, I want all of my loops pointing in the same direction. Next one, go to the next ribbon in the, sorry, Gracie's choking over there, in the pile, find 5 inches, pinch together at that point, go behind and twist that tail. And as you see, I pointed the loop up from center, my thumb being center. Next one, same thing, fold it right in half, find 5 inches and pinch it together. Again, pointing that loop up from center and twist. And look at this. Is this not the prettiest ribbon ever? It is so pretty. Yep, fold it in half, go to 5 inches and pinch it together. Go to that back tail and twist. So there we go. First 4 ribbons through the pattern, all pointed up from center, my thumb being center. And I'm allowing that ribbon to just scooch right back toward the crook of my finger, my forefinger and my thumb. I don't pile them on top of each other. Heard Danielle saying that. That's right. You pile them next to one another. Just push them in next to one another. Okay, here we go the next time through the pattern. Fold it in half, same process, find 5 inches and point that loop down from center. This ribbon is very thick and stiff. And again, go to that back tail and twist it to bring the right side up. Again, 5 inches. Point that loop down from center. Whoops, I kind of went a little crazy on that one. And twist. And 5 inches. Turn it and twist it and pinch together. Go to that back tail and twist. And that one was upside down. You gotta watch. I didn't watch how I piled those up. There is a right and wrong side to this ribbon. Turn it down and pinch. And go to that back tail and twist. Okay, next time we're gonna turn it the other direction. Again, we're gonna fold it in half, find 5 inches on our board, point that loop up from center and snug it right in at that point. And again, go to that back tail and twist. Go all the way through the pattern, again, with the loop pointing up. And yes, we're getting quite the handful of ribbon here. And yes, your hand will probably cramp. And no, I don't use a bow machine or anything like that to hold my ribbon. I hold it all myself. And I don't really know anything about those bow machines, so I can't really give you much information. I don't even want to try to say anything about them. Anyway, There we go. Now the last time through the pattern, we're going to point the loop going through the same process. 15 or 5 inches, pinch together at that point. Go to that back tail and twist. And point it down from center. Two more. My hand is going, thank goodness. Twist. And one more. And pinch. And that is all of the ribbon. Now, I know it looks like a hot mess right now, but I'm going to grab your pipe cleaner, find about the center of your pipe cleaner, and lay it beside your thumb, lift your thumb, and pull it around the bottom and the top. Try to get it as even as you can. Get those tails as even as you can. Use the hand that you're holding the ribbon shut with as resistance. Grab your 2 pieces of pipe cleaner and get those fingers up as close as you can to the bow. And twist. Twist the bow, twist the pipe cleaner. I do both. Some just do the bow, some just do the pipe cleaner. It does make it tighter when you do the bow. Whew, and shake out that hand and stretch out the back. Oh my goodness. And of course, the most important thing to do with any bow, not just a funky bow, but any bow, is to fluff, fluff, fluff. And take a good amount of time to fluff out your bow and pull and shape your loops where you want them to go. I am not going to be doing any trimming or cutting or anything like that with this bow. I'm going to be doing that in the class, you know, once I get it on the lantern. But I will do some fluffing here. And I mean, when I say fluff, I mean get your hand all the way down to where it is tied together and fluff that bow. Make that loop as big as you can get it, you know? You can always trim down your tails once you get your bow into place, you know? This one got a little bit out of control. Not liking how long that loop is. So I'm going to make it a little smaller. I'm just pulling on the tail. There we go. I'm going to speed up a little bit because this can get a little boring, I know. And I'll show you what I come up with my fluffing. All right, it's getting there. I'm loving it, and I think that is going to make, whoops, you can't see it, huh? I think that is going to make a super pretty funky bow topper. Right? I can see it coming together now. Of course, these tails, I'll probably end up cutting down some of these tails, knowing me, once I get everything into place. But here are some of the accent pieces I'm going to be using with this bow. I've got a couple of pumpkins, and I've got those pretty pine cones. Pumpkins. And then I've got more of the pip berries. And I'm going to take these, I'm not positive I'm going to use them. I might just use those 3 accents. But I do have some of these little flouncy flowers and pine cones. I may use those, I'm going to take them. So I'm going to pack all these things up in a Ziploc bag to go along with this, along with a long piece of ribbon to tie in the back of the pipe cleaner to use to tie this on to the lantern with, you know. I did find a little tag, went into AC Moore, paid about $2 for this. So I will be hanging this from the bow too. So I think this is going to be super pretty. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be cutting down some of these tails, but you know, you never know until you get it made, or until you get it on the lantern. So, all right, you guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to pack this stuff up in a Ziploc bag, and I'll be right back, and we'll make one more 16 loop funky bow for the black lantern. I'll show you the accent pieces I'm going to use for that one. Be right back. Okie dokie, you guys, here is that beautiful black lantern. I just wiped it down a little bit. And here are the 4 ribbons I'm going to be using for this one's funky bow topper. And I think this too is going to make a pretty one. So, get to that in just a second. And then I gathered just some flowers. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use. I'm just going to take these 2 tufts with me and some pip berries. And I thought I would just, you know how I do, I just stick them in the bow and see what I come up with there in the moment. I'm not sure. Then I have this little dude too, to maybe sit up in the bow. So we'll see. But anyway, let's get to making this bow. Oh, I also have this that I thought might look cute to tie into the ribbon in some way and hang that down the side, one of the sides. So I'm going to take that too. So let's make this bow. Oh, I'm also taking some of these, and I'm going to put a little bit of each in the bottom of each lantern inside once I'm there. So, all right, let me put this camera down a smidge. Line up my ribbons here. There we go. Got my pipe cleaner. I need to remember to take a tie wrap for that little this little guy. I think I stuck one through his back one time. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that into him so that I can tie him on. I'll do that off camera. All right, here we go. Another 16 loop funky bow. We're gonna do the same thing we just did with the cream one, but I thought I would go ahead and do it on camera. I'll probably speed through some of this. Again, I cut my strips at 26 inches long, finding a 5-inch loop, pointing the first loops, 4 loops up from center. Going to that back tail and twisting. And we're going to go through this pattern. All the loops pointing up from center. Here we go. First 4 loops up from center. Okay, next time through, we're going to point the loop down from center. speed through the next two. I'll tell you about them though first. Down from center. Okay, the next two rows. First row, I'm going to go all the way through the pattern and we're going to point that loop up from center, pinching it at the 5-inch mark and going behind and twisting that tail. I go through the rest of the pattern like that, and then I'm going to turn it the last time through the pattern and point it down from center. Those loops down from center. And I will be back when I'm ready to tie it together. Got my pipe cleaner. Lay it beside my thumb, pull it around the top and the bottom of the bow. Use your hand that you're holding the loop shut with as resistance and pinch it as tight as you can. Get these other fingers that you're going to twist with up as close to the bow as you can and twist. Twist, 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 twist. Then shed a little tear because your hand is hurting. And I need to stretch out my back. Because my back always hurts when I do these bows. I don't know why. Just because I'm so tall, I think. And it hurts my back. Regardless. Soldier on here with the fluffing. Oh my goodness, I love this. You know, what a difference. Two totally different looks, you know, but each just as pretty in its own right, I think, anyway. That's why I like to do the both kind of color schemes in my house. I'm glad that I have one area of my house that I can lighten the palette, but my true love is truly all this beautiful color. I mean, really and truly, how pretty. So anyway, as you can see, I've got a lot of fluffing to do on this bow, but I'm sure I will be fluffing my brains out between now when it's time to go for this lovely day with the Salvation Army. But I am super happy with the combination of these ribbons. I'm loving this. I think it's going to be super pretty. Especially when you add, I don't know about that yellow. I might just keep with the reds. I don't know, we'll see. All right, so as you can see that, oh, you can't see. Hang on. Sorry. There we go. Pull it over here. So as you can see, I think that's going to make quite a pretty statement on there. You know, and when I get the bow on, y'all know, that's when it really comes together. But I wanted to be sure to show you guys what I'd be working on with these lovely ladies. And, you know, I am just so excited to bring this to them, and I hope that they will love it. Anyway, I'm going to pack all this stuff up, and I will be back for some final words in just a second. Okie dokie, guys, I thought I would come right back here. I'm still standing in the same place, holding on to my funky bows, getting ready to pack everything up in my bag. And I actually have another bag I might need to use. It's a little bigger, but I'll see. I'll take pictures of what I end up using, and you all know that I'll try to take pictures while I'm there. I am going to lunch with the dear lady who's running everything, and we'll talk about whether or not I can video. I doubt it, you guys. Although she said that they signed a waiver, a picture waiver, but that doesn't mean that that's probably for the Salvation Army. That doesn't mean that they want to be all over YouTube. And you know what? I don't blame them. You know, a lot of people don't like to have their, you know, self-videoed and to be on YouTube. So I will take some pictures at the very least and show you the facility and show you how I have everything set up and, you know, so on and so forth like that. I will be glad to show you as much as I can, and maybe I can ask Sandy to take some pictures of me while I'm teaching and that kind of thing, you know. And I will come back and talk to you all about it and tell you about everything. I am so excited though, you guys, and I'm about ready to go. I am going to gather my lanterns. Like I said, I'm going to be taking the kitchen table lantern and centerpiece and the dining room table centerpiece. Probably and I'll put some pictures up here to show you, you know, what I'm taking. Probably the lantern that I have on top of my desk and the one I have over my cozy corner and my Then Sings My Soul lantern. I'm going to take those three, I think, because they're all different bow toppers and can show them, you know, different ways to do a bow topper. So I am about ready to go, you guys, and I'm so excited. I really am. I really am. Even though I'm sad, you know, a little bit about Liz. I know that she would be my biggest cheerleader, and so I'm doing this for her. I'm soldiering on because I know she would want me to. I know she would. But anyway, let me take a moment to say that I hope that all is well with everyone, and that I hope that there's no one out there suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain. And if you are, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, spending their days with you, helping you get through each day the very best that you can. I hope there's nothing tugging at your mind or your heart, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or where it should be. I keep y'all in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. Hugs all around, and I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. And remember, in crafting, there are no mistakes, only unique creations. And with all that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.